I do something called the 5-star shout out. I'm gonna say this line. I'm not gonna say it because I don't believe in it. I don't believe in you can't make a you know what I'm talking about.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to another episode of the Side Jawn. It's your host here, Dennis Holmes. The chocolate girl is not here this morning, but she will be with us next week. Listen, we got a special guest here this morning. I wanted to introduce y'all to Mr. Teshk. That's right. This is the content creator of wrestling. Not just WWE, but of wrestling. I want to make sure y'all know that. When y'all sitting back and y'all watching these documentaries of WWE and you see the content creators getting live reactions, he's one of the main guys out here. So, ladies and gentlemen, make sure y'all know y'all give it up for Mr. Teshk, ladies and gentlemen. Give it up for Mr. Teshk.
I appreciate that, brother. Thank you. Thank you so much for letting me in. First off, hold up. During that intro, I saw something about a cookout. Where's my invite?
Oh, yeah, we had a cookout show. We had a cookout show that we did where we were asking, what things happen in the cookout, right? Now, being the fact that you're Canadian, I want to know what kind of music is played at your cookout.
Oh, man, I've never been to a cookout. Like, dead ass. I've never been to a cookout, bro.
Dang.
Like, Mr. Professor, Mr. Nick Harrison, he's been inviting me down to Louisiana for a minute, saying, like, I got to come down to hit up the cookout, and he's going to do a full one for me. Like, I love me a cookout. But if you're going to ask me about the music of the cookout, like, I'm a country boy. I'm a country boy through and through.
Okay. I was, we had some people come on. They said Sweet Caroline was a song that's played at cookouts.
God, no, Sweet Caroline, that's a British thing. So, like, my whole family's from the UK. So, my whole family's from, like, Liverpool, England. So, Sweet Caroline is like a thing that's sung at soccer games, European football.
Yeah.
That's very popular over there. We sing that all the time, but that's normally after about 15 or 20 libations in the first like 5 hours of being at the match. So yeah,
we at certain bars that I've been to, or usually they pubs. Certain pubs I go to, they sing a Sweet Caroline right at the end, right before you leave. Sweet Caroline.
They don't do Wonderwall.
No, I haven't heard Wonderwall. I heard Sweet Caroline. And then somebody came on the show and they said Summertime, which I'm from Philadelphia. So Summertime by Will Smith and Jazzy Jeff.
Yeah.
That's also a good one too. Yeah.
Good tune, man. Good tune.
Right. But one thing I do gotta ask you, we ask everybody on here, man, how was your week, man? I know you're a busy guy.
It's crazy because you asked me that question on a very unique week of my life. This is one of the weeks I've had my daughter all week. I'm a dad. I have a 6-year-old daughter, and this is one of my weeks that I have her, and it's been a unique week with her because she is getting really invested in pro wrestling.
That's good.
So what I didn't know, so as you can see behind me, sorry, this side. As you can see behind me, there's a door. And that door is always closed during my interviews. This is my studio, and then everything else is outside. What my daughter told me earlier this week on during Monday Night Raw is that she sat outside the door listening to the show, listening to the stream, and she wanted to hear about Roman Reigns or Tiffany Stratton. And I'm like, well, they're not on that. They're not on that show, sweetheart. And anyways, long story short, now when she goes to bed, she used to ask for like Moana or Frozen. Now she's starting to get to the age where she's asking to watch Money in the Bank, WrestleMania, SummerSlam. And she wants to go to sleep to those. And she stays up and watches the shows. So this has been a very unique week because I have her all week and she is wanting just to watch pro wrestling. So it's been a growth week for me and I love every second of it. I am so excited. So the thing that I love the most is now getting blended into two things. My daughter let me rephrase that. The two things I love the most are getting blended into one, and I love every second of it.
That's good. That's good. You know, in a couple of years, y'all will be content creating together.
Dude, I'm not letting her face on the internet until she's like fucking 20. Excuse my friends. Sorry. I don't know if I can swear.
You, no, you can swear. There's a lot of crazy people out there on the internet. I understand.
Yes, sir.
I understand. Yeah. It definitely is. That's good though. That's good that you got her like 6 years old wanting to watch wrestling. You know what that means? You ain't gonna be able to go to no shows without her. Just letting you know that now. I have those problems. Just want to let you know that I got a 15-year-old be 16 August 21st.
Okay.
So I have those problems. Ain't too many places I could go without her. Yeah.
So I'll give you context. My daughter's 6, and this is an insight that I have not told many people publicly, but I had a certain someone from WWE converse with me, speak with me, and they found out I had a daughter, and they said, when you're ready to bring her to a show, we'll make sure we give her the best experience. So they're apparently coming to Canada like November, December. And we're getting my daughter's gonna get the full experience. So big shout out to WWE for that.
Yeah. Well, let's get into it, man. Now, when did you decide to say, I'm gonna start doing content creating for wrestling?
It was funny. It was the pandemic. And I'm sure
you only 4 years in?
Three by myself. Okay. Three by myself. Okay. Well, 2.5 by myself. Anyways, so I'm sure anyone watching this knows who Santi is. Right. Santi and I live 5 minutes from each other. Santi and I worked in the same place together, and we used to argue about pro wrestling. Anyways, we decided as boys we're going to start a 6-episode podcast. I think it was a Twitch thing on his channel where if he hit like a certain amount or something, he would, do a podcast. And we did it. YouTube videos just didn't hit. And then I said to him after the last one, I said, give me 60 seconds. I'm going to say, guess the wrestler. And we put it on TikTok. And holy fuck, did it blow up. We just went viral. And I mean viral. Like hundreds of millions of views in like a year. And I enjoyed every second of it. I was working as a liquor rep. I used to sell like Smirnoff, Crown Royal, Johnny Walker, Bailey's, Guinness, all that kind of stuff. I used to sell it all, man. I was literally a liquor rep. And then I started doing Twitch, and the TikToks were going, and I was just like, this is what I want to do. Like, and during COVID, and this is a story I have never told on a podcast, and I'm dead serious. I have never told this. My uncle is Canadian Navy, or was Canadian Navy. Lived on the west coast of Canada, over in Vancouver, Victoria area, where Chelsea Green is from.
Okay.
And I flew out for his 61st birthday. And him and I were sitting up having a few libations at about 2:00 in the morning. And I'm a diehard Liverpool soccer fan, football fan.
Right, I seen that.
Okay. And he said to me, he goes, name all 11 players that, because I was lost at this point. I was a little lost in my life. Obviously, COVID, everything was getting a little messed up. And he goes, name every player that started for Liverpool in the 2005 Champions League final. And if you guys are in the comments and you are Liverpool fans, try and name it all 11. Very hard to do. I said, I think I named 7. And he goes, name every winner of every match for WrestleMania 17. I named all of them. And he goes, professional wrestling is what you have to do for your life. That's your career.
Dang.
And I flew back to Ontario. I live just outside Toronto. And I haven't stopped since. So that's where...
When was that? Do you
Sorry?
know, like, when was that? Was that 2021 or was that 2020?
61. My uncle was born. Sorry, give me a sec.
Take your time.
My uncle was born in 1961. Yeah, so 2002 or 2022.
22. Okay. Not bad.
September 11th of 2022.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, your uncle challenged you, man. And you know what? It be the uncles that really challenge you and teach you new things. Like your dad's going to guide you, and he wants you to be better. But your uncles are going to shape your life, in different ways because you get to see different versions of men in your life, and then you get to see like, I don't want to do that, but I want to be as cool as that uncle. But I don't want to, go down the road that uncle went down. But I do want the money and the fame that uncle got. Like,
and that man is still trying to get his 10% from me.
Yeah, my uncle would say something like that too. My uncle would say something like, no, you get money now. No, give me my cut.
My uncle turned around to me today because he's in town for a family issue, and he turned around and he goes, "Hey, you still owe me my 10%." I'm just like, I ain't at that 10% point yet, bro. Come on.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, that's where it came from. That's where it came from. He really gave me that push, because here's the thing: a lot of people never believe I am the biggest introvert. I don't like people. I don't like being in crowds. But for some reason, professional wrestling draws something out of me. And shout out Jim Cornette, by the way. You can have this. This is something I've never said on my pod or anything. Shout out Jim Cornette for calling me a mark and saying I was overacting. Something about pro wrestling just draws me. And I'm no mark. Every reaction that you see from me is genuine. It's like
he went out on his show and said you were a mark.
Me and a bunch of the reaction creators, yeah.
That's old. That's just OPS.
Yeah, it's okay. I've been more relevant on Monday Night Raw over the last 2 years than he has been in the last 20, so it's okay.
Right. You know why? And you know why he's mad at stuff like that? Because he sees the wave of content creators like they can stay home and do content and make money, and the WWE praise these guys. Whereas though I have been in the business for over 50 years and gave my blood, sweat, and tears to this business when we wasn't making no money, and now I can't even get involved in the show. That's probably just a bitter place that he's at. That's all.
It's okay.
Where's Jim Cornette? What nothing but the best with?
No, I love the funniest part is I love Jim Cornette. I love his takes. I truly love Jim Cornette. I've loved him since I was I've been watching since 1990. I remember Jim Cornette all through the early 90s. Like I love Jim Cornette. I think he's phenomenal. I just think he misspoke. That's all I'm going to say. I think he just misspoke in what he was saying. That's it.
He might have been, like I said, he might have been in a better place. That OPS is real.
Exactly.
Yeah, but I believe that your reactions are your reactions. I've been to a show. I've watched you live. I watch you live. Not all the time I get the comment because usually I'm watching you and I'm like, oh, okay, all right. I always get the comment, but your comments section be deep. It's kind of hard to comment on that. And by the time I say something, it already happened. So that's why I just said I sit back, I watch.
It's just one of those ones, man. Like I've grown up watching two things. I grew up watching soccer. Like I said, I got the Liverpool crest tattooed across my back. Man, like I'm a diehard Liverpool fan. You know, when they score, it's like, you know, the birth of my first child. You know what I mean? Like I love every second of it. You know, when I get surprised by pro wrestling, like there are things in pro wrestling that you can really predict. But when they decide to surprise you, like CM Punk coming out, or
that surprised you. It didn't surprise me because I told people this after he left AEW. I said he's coming to WWE. It was like, there's no way in hell he's coming to. I mean, I had people cuss me like, "Yo, you don't know how the wrestling business works." I said, "Listen, they got Survivor Series in Chicago.
Yeah,
think about it for a minute." And they was like, that don't mean nothing. He ain't sorry.
But if I was you, if I was those people, I would have said the same thing. Like, that don't mean nothing. Like, the rumors there, that's great. But at the end of the day, Triple H and production did it perfect. They went to end screen. They panned out. They threw the marker up. They did everything to say, yeah, good luck. Nice try next time. And then they hit us. So at that point, like, you can actually hear, you know what? If you want for this pod, pull up my reaction, the whole thing of CM Punk coming back. Go to my socials. You can pull it up, or I'll send it to you. It doesn't matter.
I'll pull it up.
You go there. And I sit there and I go, and I take a deep breath like the show is over because I don't need to react to anything anymore because the show's over.
Right.
And then the music hits literally half a second after that. WWE did it perfect. So I expected it, but I didn't expect it the way they did it. So great job to them. And, you know, making the business better because that way. So,
yeah, and he's been nothing but trying to help the NXT guys.
No,
the whole
100%.
time he's been there.
Just stop fucking with Drew.
No, I think Drew, him and Drew, you know, they used to be good friends. So I think this is all like this is a storyline that had to happen to make everything work out. Because I think if he would have forced Seth Rollins first, I don't think it would have worked out right.
That's right.
It'd have been too much emotion. Like now, I think they're like, I think him and Seth Rollins are cool now. They got time to talk about it, work it out. It'd be cool.
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll definitely see. Because this is SummerSlam, so we'll definitely see. But we got to get back into you though. Now you blow up. off the trivia. 60-second, and just give me an example of how it goes with the trivia.
Like how it came about?
No. Just give me how the trivia goes, because the way y'all do trivia is different.
Oh, you want to do it? You want to do it?
Yeah, well, I know I ain't gonna get it right, but let's do it.
You ain't gonna get it right, but we can do it.
Yeah, we can do it.
All right, bro. All right. Guess the wrestler. 60 seconds. Go.
All right.
Oh no! You gotta guess. You gotta guess, bro.
I gotta guess. I don't get nothing else. That's it. I just gotta guess the wrestler.
That's how it goes.
Ultimate Warrior.
Nah, bro. Okay. All right. You think of a wrestler. I'll teach you how this goes.
Right.
Think of a wrestler. Let's do. Actually, just do anyone. Just do anyone. Any wrestler that has been WWE. Okay.
All
right. Say it to me. Guess the wrestler. 60 seconds. Go. Just say it.
Guess the wrestler. 60 seconds. Go.
Male or female?
Male.
Alive or dead?
Alive.
Currently active?
Currently active.
Currently active in WWE.
Currently active in WWE.
Raw or SmackDown?
I don't know what brand he's on. That's the only problem.
Is he on television in the last 2 weeks?
No.
Okay. Is he an ex-world champion?
Yes.
Is he American?
Born in America, yeah, I can say that.
Brock Lesnar?
No.
Okay, hold on. So he's currently active, but not on any show.
Not on any show. No. Last seen on Raw. I'll give you that.
Roman Reigns.
Seen on Raw.
Roman Reigns.
No, I said last seen on Raw.
Last seen on Raw.
Last seen on Raw.
Last seen on Raw. Ex-world champion.
Delivering a promo.
Okay, ex-seen on Raw. Ex-world champion. American born. Oh, Rock.
There you go.
There you go. Okay. Yeah. Hawaiian born. So that's the way you process through the Guess the Wrestler. That's the way you do it. So that would be my last guess. So that would have been in a minute that I guessed that. So it was just one of those ones where we just said, you know what, just run with it, see what you can do. And it turned into WWE stealing the idea, other podcasts stealing the idea and doing it differently. Like I think there was a video of Kevin Owens and Johnny Gargano doing a they called it Name the Superstar. And I've actually talked to people from WWE and they said, yeah, we completely stole it from you. Like completely stole it. They openly admitted it. So it is what it is.
That's good, man. You built something great over there, man. Then you became Mr. Test and you went solo. Now going solo, since been going solo, since 2022, you've been solo. How has it been with the content creation?
It's a unique situation because when you have a partner, you're able to feed off somebody. Does that make sense? Like you look at DJs, in the radio world. You know, you can have these conversations, you bounce off back and forth with each other. It's just one of those ones like I give so much love to Santi because he deserves everything that he's gotten because he worked hard. Like outside of Straight Shoot, he worked hard to build his own brand. And like there's nobody that not even BDE, nobody in the content world on YouTube is doing a YouTube video a day, every day for over a year. Nobody. So I give him credit for that, and I give him love for that.
For wrestling, no, ain't nobody. But in sports, there's a lot of us.
Sports, yes. In pro wrestling, nobody was doing it.
Pro wrestling.
So, long story short, like, it's a unique situation when you're not a content creator from the start. Like Santi, that wasn't Santi's first run. Santi was a Call of Duty creator back in the early 2010s. You know? So he's done this before. He knew what to do. And I get, again, so much love. But now let's move back into the question. Like, it gets nerve-wracking. I hate recording YouTube videos. Like, I really don't. I love bouncing off people. I love having conversations with people. But, you know, it is what it is what you have to do for the content. It is what you have to do to grow your brand. If I wasn't doing the right thing, I wouldn't be talking to the likes of GCW. I wouldn't have a contract with TNA. I wouldn't be talking to WWE. You know what I mean? Like, so I must be doing something right, I guess.
Yeah, you're doing something right. Everybody's watching. You're doing something right. I appreciate it. I like what I see. And like I said, I called you up, hit you up, and you know, we've been talking for a little while, and I was like, you know, because when I seen you on the WrestleMania documentary, I was hyped. I was like, wow, they put him on there. But then you was like, I didn't know that they put me on there. I was like, what? They ain't tell you that?
Nah, they don't tell you. They don't tell you. They didn't tell me about Punk. They didn't tell me about the WrestleMania doc. I do know about something else that is coming out in the next couple of months that I am involved with. That I can't.
At least you got told about something. That's what
I got told about something. But they don't tell you. But here's the thing: they allow us to use their content, and that's the one thing I will give WWE credit for, is they don't copyright us. They don't hit us with any flagrant stuff. We can use their content, and they're okay with it. So I appreciate it. They can use my content all they want. I went from the CM Punk one. I know you're going to ask about growth and how to build a brand. You just get lucky. I know that sounds crazy. You just get lucky. My Instagram before the CM Punk video, I think, and I'm not trying to hit the exact number, but I believe it was 3,700. After 3,700 followers, and after the CM Punk video, I went to almost 28,000.
So, like I was trying to tell you before, so when you hit big on TikTok, your TikTok followers didn't become your Instagram followers.
I don't think that's the case. Sorry, I don't mean to cut you off. I don't think that's the case. I think it would. No, because a lot of my TikTok followers, so when I stream, I'm on Twitch and I'm on TikTok. I have to verbalize, better viewing experience, come over to the Twitch channel, and you watch the viewership of 200-300 people drop down to like 250 people, and they jump over, and then people follow over on the Twitch. So between the two, or even between IG, I think is its own little world. You know what I mean?
Right.
So like my TikTok followers don't necessarily follow my IG. Like the core ones do.
That's what I was noticing. Like when it comes to TikTok, if you got somebody that follows you on TikTok, they're usually, just the TikTok people. Mm-hmm. Instagram and Facebook people somewhat mesh sometimes, but not all the time. YouTube people are YouTube people.
Yep.
Twitch, on the other hand, I haven't really gotten to that full level on Twitch. It's like so. Sometimes I'm doing good on Twitch, and sometimes I'm not. And Twitter is their own people. They don't do nothing but Twitter.
don't try and grow on Twitter, man. Just, put your tweet up and move on. Don't read the comments. Don't do anything like that. Twitter is the most toxic place for wrestling content creators. But Twitch, like the loyalty on Twitch, man. I'm not just saying for the people that pay and sub and all that stuff. Like I just think the loyalty on Twitch is incredible. Like I've got one dude that has been with me since, like, I think he was like my 7th follower. I actually think I can pin it down to like the top 10. And he's one of my core mods, and I'm at 11,000 as of the recording of this video. And he's there every night, controlling everything, making sure there, and I don't pay him. He's just a loyal follower, fan, and it's amazing. Like, and when you get to get friendships like that out of social media, it's crazy. Like, this guy lives down in, I think he lives in Laredo. I think he lives in Laredo, Texas. Somewhere down there, right by the border. And I've never met him. I've never even heard his voice, but like the loyalty you get from certain followers is incredible.
Yeah, I would have to say, you will get more loyalty from a stranger. On social media, you'll get more. I'm not gonna say loyalty. You'll get more support from a stranger than you would people that you know. That's what I've learned. When I was selling merch, I was out here selling merch during the pandemic when everybody was getting those checks. Let me get that part out of the way.
Yes,
I was selling merch. I sold out. I had 40 T-shirts, so I just wanted to see how it was gonna go. I sold out of 40 T-shirts within 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
If you ask me about like the people that I know that's like known me since I've grown up in boredom, you may get like 2 or 3 out of 40 T-shirts.
So I'll give you context. You know that dude that does the barbershop haircuts on the street? You know, his Hispanic kid with tattoos. He's got this quote. He says, support your friends and family like you support the celebrities you do online. Cop something from their merch. Follow them, make a comment, and show some love like the celebrities that you don't know. And that is a quote that I truly live by. There are people online that I've met and engaged with, I've now met in person, that I genuinely find as real people, real friends, real family. And it's crazy because I have lost, since pursuing this career, like 25-year relationships. And that says something. I don't know how old you are, but I was born in 1987. I have lost. I was
born 85.
Okay, so I have lost 25 to 30-year relationships because of my choice of career.
Yeah. And I was going to ask you about the downfalls of this. I'm going to ask you about that.
I'll go into that if you want. Go ahead, ask.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about how, with you being a content creator, what are some of the lows? They always talk about the highs, and but what are the lows of the content creation?
The lows are this, man. Like, I'm in a fucking 11 by 15 foot room, and I spend 20 hours a day in here, sending emails, creating content, writing scripts, trying to, build my brand. But there's, 18 to 20 hours a day that you're in this room. So you've got, those relationships that you want to be having, whether they be, personal, whether they be business, like the relationships I have right now are through this little teleprompter.
Right.
As I said 5 minutes ago, I have lost, a lot of very close relationships because I've chosen to pursue a career that's very public. You know, I also have to be very careful because I have a 6-year-old daughter. So I gotta make sure like my Instagram is very public. My Instagram is very public. 35,000 people probably as of the recording of this video. I can't post my daughter on there. No. I can't. Even though she loves pro wrestling, I can't post her on there. I can't post personal relationships, people I'm dating, or people I'm hanging out with, because those people don't want that to be seen.
And I don't think that it should. But it's probably kind of hard for you. It's probably kind of hard for you in the dating world for you to be spending 18 to 20 hours in, working.
Mm.
And then at the same time, you're trying to have a relationship. And they're probably like, well, how are we going to have a relationship when either you're working or you're asleep? That's it.
Mm-hmm.
And then sometimes you're on the road. You get to go on the road and, meet these wrestlers and actually see some people. Matter of fact, you've been given tickets to live events. Yeah, you've been given tickets to live events. I remember I was trying to see you at WrestleMania. I said, man, I think Mr. Teshk wants to meet him up. He said, no, I ain't go. I sold my ticket and somebody gave me a ticket and I gave it away. Said, damn, I gave you a ticket? He said, yeah, I gave it away. Damn.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, WrestleMania was a tough one because I had just done a lot of traveling for the Royal Rumble. I had done independent shows going up to WrestleMania, and it was just like a lot of financial burden because nobody's paying me to do these things right now. Like I have one sponsorship. I have one sponsorship right now that pays me monthly, but it's nothing. It's paying my rent. That's it. And like some people,
that's a lot. Taking away a bill.
Some people don't mind it being their rent, but like I know other creators that are getting paid. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
you'll be there.
I appreciate that. But yeah, so WrestleMania was a weird one because if you know how social media works, you get paid the best at the start of the month. That's the biggest thing. You get paid the best at the start of the month. So I figured, let's make all my money back from Royal Rumble and like the last 8 to 10 weeks of travel and all that kind of stuff. Me being sick because I was super sick after the Royal Rumble. Let's get all that money back. And then there was a glitch in TikTok. Massive glitch. Yeah. Massive glitch. So basically, every video I posted during WrestleMania got me like 5 cents per every 1,000 views, even though I had videos that had 4.3 million views. I got paid nothing. So I regret not going to WrestleMania. I don't have many regrets in life, but I regret not going to WrestleMania.
I'm thinking about going to the one in Vegas.
Oh, I'll be at Vegas. No questions.
Yeah, I'm thinking about going to that one. I'm kind of like hooked on this like live wrestling thing now. Only thing I didn't know, and I wish I would have asked you this, is that you don't hear the announcers throughout the stadium. I didn't know that.
No, you don't hear. No idea. Yeah, you don't hear Michael Cole and Pat, but it's still something different. Like at Clash at the Castle, I went to Clash at the Castle in 2022 in Cardiff. And that might still stand as the greatest wrestling show I've ever been to. Leading into the show and leading out of the show. I flew over to the UK. I'm from the UK. And, took the train from Coventry, England to Cardiff, Wales. And just, singing, dancing, libations, like I walked into Damian Priest on the fucking sidewalk. Like, it was crazy. Like, it's still one of the greatest experiences I've ever had next to, actually, I will say next to the Royal Rumble, because Royal Rumble, there's things I can't divulge, but Royal Rumble was next level thanks to the Fatus. That's all I'll say.
Shout out to the Fatus, man. What size Airbnb did you have? That's what I want to know.
That's a good question, bro.
Because I'm gonna tell you why I say this. Every Airbnb I've had, right, and they must have picked I didn't never pick none of these, so let me get that out of the way. I didn't pick them. People was like, "Yeah, we got Airbnb, such and such bedrooms. It's gonna cost you like $200." All right, take the money. I mean, I ain't pick. Every time I go to one, it's like at an apartment building on the second floor. I'm like, what the fuck?
All right.
I just want to hear your
story. I'm never going back there. Well, at least to that Airbnb. We got an Airbnb in Largo, Florida, which is 20 minutes outside of St. Pete's, and 10 minutes from Clearwater, and 30 minutes from Tampa, crossing the bridge. The Airbnb we found was $84 a night.
Damn.
And it was 3 bedrooms, and it slept 8. Bunch of couches and shit. So we got that Airbnb, and I'll tell you right now, my God, like, Zilla messaged me. She's like, "Yo, so let me come through." I'm like, "All right, no problem." Like, cool. And then literally like 25 minutes after Zilla got there and his crew got there, Jacob called Zilla and he's like, "Yo, can't get into my hotel. Can I come through?" I'm like, "Yeah, fucking Jacob Fatu. Like, come on, let's go." And
exactly.
They just rolled through and they ended up staying. And I didn't give a shit. It was great.
That's what's up. That is what's up, man. That's what's up. And now that's a story. You can say that story though, but that's a story that you got to meet those two Fatus. That's a good story.
I think the biggest story about that, and I don't want to flex it, and that's not what I'm trying to do when I tell this story, is that like I got blessed. I got blessed. Like I was given the pula. Like I was blessed. Like everyone talks about like Sami Zayn is the honorary Us and all that kind of stuff. Like I don't think people understand like the Polynesian culture, and like it's very hard to break into that, if that makes sense. You know?
No, it makes sense because I know some of them, so I not know Usos and nothing like that, but I know some Polynesian people.
Yeah, so, and it's very difficult to be accepted by them, and because their people are so close, and the fact that like they gave me that intro of, you know, you're an Us, you're an Uso, you're allowed to use that term, you're a brother, like your family. Like I look at Zilla as a little brother, you know, he's a big motherfucker. But a big motherfucker. But like I would do anything for that boy. And like he goes through.
How did you meet Zilla?
I reached out, bro. I wanted an interview with
just literally a DM? Just a DM and you wanted an interview and that was it?
Just like this. Yep.
And then after the interview, y'all got tight, and then he was like, "Yo, you told him he was going to Royal Rumble," and he was like, "Yeah, I'll be there too."
I said to him, wherever your first major debut is professionally, I will be at that match.
Okay.
That was it. And I'm a man of my word. And the thing is, like, I stand by that. Like, I'm a man of my word. Like I said to you 5 months ago, I said, we're going to get this done. We're going to get this done. But like, you know, I wasn't ever going to back out on it. It's just things just didn't fall into place. But I'm a man of my word. If I say we're going to do this, we're going to do it. And that's always been me. You know, it's just how I was raised. So like when Zilla said, you know, going to be at the Rumble, going to be doing GCW, he introduced me to Brett, Nick Gage, Effie, you know, like the Mance Warner, not Stephanie Van Kerr, Steph DeLander, met Billy Stark, like just that whole crew, Jake Cartwheel, like that whole crew out there. Like I think everybody needs to stop sleeping on GCW though. GCW is today's ECW. GCW is today's ECW.
If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't have known about GCW.
And now you're watching it.
Now I'm watching.
Mm-hmm.
Every time you put it on, I'm watching it.
Mm-hmm. So
there's a lot of these. I'm not gonna lie to you. A lot of this wrestling, I don't know how to watch. Like New Japan wrestling, I don't know how to watch. Let me be honest with you. I don't know what channel comes on. I don't know that. Somebody just tells me, "Hey, New Japan is on such and such," then I watch it. But I don't know how to watch it. And I wasn't always a big wrestling fan. Like I started out a big wrestling fan, but football was my passion. And I'm talking about, Patrick Mahomes football, NFL.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted to be in the NFL. So NFL was my passion. But I like wrestling. And I started off liking Hulk Hogan. That was my guy. Then everybody else just started to like grow on. You start to like Macho Man. Then you see the Ultimate Warrior run down. Then next thing you know is this guy with purple gloves on and a hat and walking real slow. And they calling him the Undertaker. And the $1 Million Man introducing him. You're like, who in the fuck is this? Then he introduces you to the Ringmaster. And I'm like, damn, $1 Million Man introduced us to the future of fucking WWE.
Yes,
nobody gives him credit for that shit, though. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Then you just sit there. Then, you get a little older, and now you see Stone Cold whooping Vince McMahon ass. You're like, damn, I would always like to whoop my boss ass.
Mm-hmm.
And then you see Shawn Michaels and Undertaker in the Hell in a Cell match. And Paul Bearer comes out, and the music hit, and there goes Kenny.
Mm-hmm.
And for the first time in your life, you were scared of a wrestler. Because his name was Kane, and he destroyed the Undertaker. And that ain't possible.
And nobody can destroy the Undertaker. That's the thing.
Nobody can destroy the Undertaker. That was always the thing. Nobody can destroy the Undertaker. So you sit and you like, dang. I ain't gonna lie, I kind of got that same feeling about Jacob Fatu. Not gonna lie. Jacob Fatu came in there. I was like, oh shit! Like somebody hit him. Like damn. If I see Kevin Owens kicking and he just ate it, I was like, the fuck?
Nah,
you feeding this motherfucker.
Here's the thing. I know you got a couple more questions after this, but I just want to go into Jacob for a second. When the 3 biggest baby faces on the SmackDown roster are willing to put you over in 90 seconds, WWE sees something in you, and so do those baby faces. He took out Randy Orton, Kevin Owens, and the undisputed WWE champion in Cody Rhodes. I will say this. Before 2025, Jacob Fatu will be holding a title in WWE.
I would like to see him in the tag team title match at SummerSlam, but I don't think that's going to happen. So.
Jacob doesn't need a tag title. Jacob is above the tag titles. Sorry, man. And we've only seen 20% of what Jacob can do in the ring in the last 4 weeks, 6 weeks.
I'll tell you one thing. Him and Tama Tonga, they don't miss. They how people like botch. Like people make fun of Damian Priest because he had these botch matches he missed. Or people make fun of Jade Cargill because it was like, oh, she ain't ready and all. I can't say that about them too. They don't miss. They don't miss. They're at every spot. They have a very good match. And they can move like a luchador. Yep. They can move like a luchador, and then they can also move like a big man. That is a dangerous thing.
When you got 7 kids at home and you need to make that bread, you're going to put your entire life on the line.
You sound just like him, yeah. That's exactly what he said, too. I got 7 kids at home.
That wasn't no bullshit, though. That's Jacob. Here's the thing.
Yeah.
This is what. Okay, I'm gonna get diving into this quick because again, I know you got a couple more questions, but like,
no, it's cool. Go ahead.
This is the thing about Jacob. It was not bullshit that the Canadian government did not let him in the country. Triple H had to make a phone call and say, "Yo, I put my stuff on this man. We understand. We filled these documents out, and the government still wouldn't let him in." Jacob is a badass. But I will reverse this and say Jacob Fatu, out of every single wrestler I have ever met in my life, minus Eddie Guerrero, and I owe my life to Eddie Guerrero. We're not going to dive into that today. I owe my life to Eddie Guerrero. Jacob Fatu is the most humble, beautiful, and loving person I have ever met in the wrestling industry.
Yeah, everybody says he's a very nice person.
The Samoan Werewolf is a persona and a moniker, but outside of that, Jacob is honestly, like, I love Zilla as a brother, but Jacob is genuinely the most humble person I've ever met. Simple as that.
I've seen his interviews too. He's definitely I have to say he's definitely humble.
Yeah.
And he appreciates everything.
Everything. God first for him too.
Yeah. But sheesh. Oh man. Not gonna dive into that part. But let's get on, man. What is the future? What does the future look like for Mr. Teshk? Like what is your next big thing that you can talk about? Let's just say that.
The next big thing I can talk about is you just gotta stay tuned, man. I got some massive opportunities. As of the recording of this video, again, I have to say it that way. As of the recording of this video, there are some massive meetings being held within the next 72 hours, and things are changing. I'm just gonna say the right people are watching the right stuff. The right people are making the right connections, and the future is bright. That's the big thing. The future is bright for myself and anyone that is in the content space that is doing the day-to-day and just staying humble and making the right relationships. I will say this, if you're somebody that is watching this and that is nervous to start, don't be. Just start. And just keep the content.
Okay, now what do you say to people who are trying to build a relationship? Is that when you send those emails out?
DM, man. You don't even, I don't even think I can count how many emails I sent from Monday to today. Like, what is it? I won't say the day, but I'm going to say I've sent over like 500 emails this week. And that's part of it. Reach out, be humble, but be respectful. Do your research. Talk to the people that you want to talk to. If you're doing YouTube, don't just do interviews. Create content. React. Get good audio. Get good visuals. Like, just make sure you invest in yourself. When I bet on myself, it was the scariest. It was the scariest. I left a corporate job to do this. I left a corporate job to do this gig. And it's taken 3.5 years to get comfortable. So it's a hard thing to comprehend for some people, but I love what I do, and I'll never retire. It's just moving on up. So the things that are coming, I can't talk about, but I can say the future is very bright for all content creators.
Okay. That means me. I can't wait for you to tell me offline. You just say that. But besides that though, now your name. I forgot. I got to explain your name. How did you get the name, Mr. Tesh?
That's a funny story. So I grew up playing soccer, football at a very, very high level. And my background is very European. And my last name, if you say it in a Eastern European dialect, it's teshk. So everybody, all my old boys, the people that we spoke about earlier, that 25-year relationships, always used to say, "Yo, Mr. Teshka." The Portuguese, Spanish, hey, Mr. Teshka, and it just fell. Mr. Teshk, Mr. Teshk, hey, Mr. Teshk, a lot of people, a lot of Americans, a lot of people in the U.S. Hey, Mr. Teshk. No, it's not Mr. Teshk. It's Mr. Teshk. And it's just a European thing. So it just fell, and that's always been my nickname. And I was like, fuck, run with it, see what happens.
Now, I like that. Now I got to ask you the questions.
Mm.
So, at what age did you start liking wrestling?
1990. Probably 1989. I remember a match between Ric Flair. I remember a match between Ric Flair and Mr. Perfect. I don't know the pay-per-view. I know it was a pay-per-view, but it's the first one that comes to mind. It was Ric Flair and Mr. Perfect. And I actually got beat up by my mom because I did something stupid. I'm not going to talk about that story right now, but I did something stupid and she beat my ass, like a full-fledged whooping. But I was hooked with pro wrestling after that.
I got the whooping for ripping my t-shirt like Hulk Hogan, and I got in trouble for doing ravishing Rick's Rude joint. I got in trouble for doing that. Yeah. But as I got older, see those ones. See, luckily I got in trouble for those ones early, and then DX came around to suck it, and I'd have really been in trouble then.
So I'll give you a quick story. So my parents knew I loved pro wrestling early. So I'm gonna say the Montreal Screwjob was 97, right? It was 97. 97 or 96?
I think it's 96 because by 97 he was in WCW. I think that's when Goldberg took over.
November 96. So in June of 96, they were having a house show at the Sky Dome in Toronto. And my parents knew I loved pro wrestling, so they took me. They always made sure we were staying in the hotels with the wrestlers. Wow. And don't get me wrong, my parents were not rich. They did not come from money. They did not have money. They just knew I loved pro wrestling, so they always invested in that opportunity. So we were staying at the Skydome Hotel. This was before the contract with who they have the contract now with the wrestlers for hotels. And I ended up that same day before the show having dinner with Owen Hart, Ahmed Johnson, Glenn Jacobs, British Bulldog, and Jim the Anvil Neidhart, because we walked in the right restaurant and I marked out as a kid. And the guy that kind of supervises the wrestlers came over and said, "Would you like to come and sit down and chat with him?" After that, I walked in the elevator, and in the elevator with us was Bret the Hitman Hart. Back then, though, nice. I was a Stone Cold Steve Austin fan.
Oh.
And I had an Austin 316 sign. And Bret says to me, "Hey, do you want me to sign your sign?" And I'm like, "No, it's fine." And while I'm telling the story, I'm literally I'm literally trying to pull up the photos because I have the photos on my phone of me and Bret Hart, and I'll let you show it.
Okay. Just send it to me. I'm gonna put it up there.
Yeah, it's one of those ones. It's me as a kid with Bret the Hitman Hart, and it's freaking dope, dude. Like he was such a cool dude back then. Like he was a really cool dude back then. But unfortunately, like you know how things go, right? And how Bret went.
Get older, things happen.
So there you go. That was one of the coolest days of my life. Next to meeting Eddie. So
yeah.
So
now,
sorry to answer your question. Growing up, it was Austin Hunter, obviously Taker. If you don't say Taker, you're not a wrestling fan. Austin Hunter, Taker, and then going into the 2000s, after 2004, it was Eddie Guerrero, and it was just Eddie Guerrero.
Okay. Questions I got about wrestling.
Okay.
Did they get rid of submission matches, or am I just tripping?
Submission matches don't sell tickets. Technical wrestling in this day and age does not sell tickets. The likes of Bret Hart, Owen Hart, Jericho, Benoit would never have succeeded in this day and age, because people want to see action, and submission matches are not action.
Okay.
That's my personal opinion.
I was just sitting there thinking when Cody Rhodes and I forgot his name, the phenomenal one, AJ Styles.
Mm-hmm.
AJ, when they had that I Quit match,
mm-hmm.
I said this should have been a submission match. This should have been a submission match.
Should have been.
Because this I Quit match best.
That's what today's submission match is, and they suck. So that's my personal opinion.
Okay.
I love technical wrestling. I actually think Owen Hart was better than Bret when it comes to technical wrestling. That's my personal opinion. But it comes down to what you enjoy in the ring. I still to this day I stand on this, that the greatest match of all time is Eddie Guerrero versus Rey Mysterio, Halloween Havoc 1997.
But Dominic would have.
No.
Oh, 97. Okay.
Halloween Havoc 97 is hands down the greatest match of all time and never will be beaten. Never. You can throw out Ospreay, you can throw out Omega, you can throw out AJ Styles, you can throw out Seth Rollins, you can throw out Gunther, you can throw out Sheamus, you can throw out whomever. Nothing has ever touched Eddie versus Rey Halloween Havoc 97. Personal opinion again. And this is what I love, and I'll say this is what I love about pro wrestling and being a pro wrestling fan. You can have your opinion, and it's not wrong. It's your opinion.
I ain't mad at your opinion, but that's why I'm interviewing you, because these are questions I wanted to know. We're more than halfway through the year. Who do you think has been the best wrestler so far?
Drew McIntyre. Oh. Here's the thing. Now,
I wasn't expecting to hear that name.
Do you want to rephrase the question? Do you want to ask me who the best wrestler has been? Or do you want to ask me who the best sports entertainer has been?
Well, let's ask that one. Who's the best sports entertainer?
Drew McIntyre. If you want the best wrestler, Will Ospreay.
Oh, okay. I've heard that a lot, Will Ospreay.
Will Ospreay is coming into AEW like a tornado, like the Tasmanian Devil, and just put on banger matches. But if you want to talk about the best overall sports entertainer for professional wrestling, Drew McIntyre is having the best 18 months of his career. Hands down. He's untouchable. He is untouchable. Why do you think he can work the Roman Reigns schedule without having to wrestle? Just show up to the show, say 3 sentences, and still be one of the most over and most hated wrestlers in the business right now. He's untouchable. What Drew is doing right now is what Randy Orton did in 09.
I'm put that up as a question. I want to know who's going to say something. Putting that up as a question.
Okay.
Drew right now compared to Randy Orton 09. I need my wrestling fans to answer that. Put that up in the Netflix.
Wait till Netflix.
Oh no, Netflix. I heard a lot of people told me it was like they said, I don't think Jacob Fatu should cut a promo yet. Wait till they get the Netflix deal. Like that's what people kept saying. Like don't let Tama Tonga and Jacob Fatu.
That was me.
You said that too?
That was my quote.
No. Wait a minute. AB told. Listen, my guy AB said, "Yo, they gotta wait for the Netflix deal for him." Like
no. That was my quote.
I'm telling you. I heard this from other people, not just you.
They stole my quote because that is word for word my quote. Do not put a microphone in his hand until Netflix.
And he's on SmackDown. SmackDown doesn't have Netflix not on SmackDown.
But Netflix has said they don't want to do the full deal unless Roman Reigns is on Raw.
Raw.
So Bloodline's probably going to shift over to Raw.
Give me a wrestler. Give me one dead and give me one alive that you haven't met that you would like to meet.
Oh. One past and one current that I have not met and that I would like to meet. Okay, past is very easy, and that is Randy Savage. I always thought Randy should have been the guy and not Hogan. I've met Hulk Hogan. I think he is I don't care what people think about him personally. I've met Hulk Hogan, and thanks to Jacob and Zilla. But I met Hulk Hogan in January, and he was just a beautiful soul. He respected you, looked you in the eye, shakes your hand the right way, if that makes sense. Like, I don't know about you, but I always judge someone by how they shake your hand. And Hogan just shakes your hand the right way. Alive that I haven't met. Now that's tough. Do I have to meet? Can I say physically, like in person, or like can I exclude meeting them like digitally?
You can exclude me in person.
I'm just gonna say Roman. I would love to meet
Roman digitally.
Yeah, I've met Roman over the phone.
Okay,
and I can't tell that story.
Don't worry about it.
I can't tell that story, but I would love to meet Roman or KO face to face. That would be probably up there for me.
There's a lot of guys in the past that I would like to meet. The only wrestlers that I've actually met. And this is when I was growing up. You know, I live in Philadelphia. ECW wasn't too far away. Now, I didn't go to a bunch of ECW events, nothing like that. As a matter of fact, I didn't go to none of them. But ECW was right down the street. And I met Raven and Sandman at Dave and Buster's. Those were the two wrestlers that I met, Raven and Sandman. The only two wrestlers I met, to be honest.
Yeah, there's not many you can say that I've not met, especially from 2000 to 2010.
So you met Bray Wyatt?
Have met Bray Wyatt. Actually,
back when he was Terry Husky.
No, you can actually go pull this up, and this was in 2012. You can show it probably right about here. Bray Wyatt versus Roman Reigns in Victoria, British Columbia, Canada. I was sitting front row for that match. It was a TLC match at the end of the show, and somebody threw a Money in the Bank briefcase from the crowd and hit Roman in the back of the head with it, and a brawl broke out. You can look it up on YouTube. A brawl broke out in the crowd because the referees and security started beating the crap out of the guy. And now WWE will not go back to Victoria for like 5 more years. And it's been like 7.
Hey.
Yeah, you can go look that up on YouTube. You could probably put it in this pod and show it. It's definitely there.
Yeah, I'm going to try to.
So
definitely going to try to. Try to find it. Yeah, that was all right. So yeah, I think my pass might be Bray Wyatt. I think I'll take Bray Wyatt.
yeah, I met Bray, I've met Trish, met Lita, met Test. God, I think
it might be Dusty Rhodes.
Oh damn. Okay, Dusty would be a good one. I don't think there's many I can't name that I haven't met though. That's the thing. Again, I just got amazing opportunities. I'm actually looking forward. There's 2 that I'm looking forward to meeting again. One I need to apologize to, and he'll never remember, but I just feel that I need to apologize to. And the other one is Triple H. Triple H, I met him when he was Hunter Hearst Helmsley. Like, and I mean that's how far back I was a kid. But John Cena, everyone knows I'm not a big John Cena fan, but I owe John Cena an apology, and I personally feel I need it. Again, John Cena will never remember me. Like 100%, he'll never remember me. But I genuinely owe him an apology. Again, it goes back to when I worked at a certain venue, and I was sitting at a table, and he came and sat down and introduced himself. He was currently the WWE champion. And I completely ignored him. I went like this, and I just shook his hand like this. I didn't even make eye contact with him. And that just wasn't right.
Because you did that because
I was in a conversation with somebody else, and I was focused. And
I thought you did that because you just didn't like John Cena.
Nah. Well, it was like I'm not a John Cena fan, but like I was more focused in the conversation that I was having. So. Anyways, what else you got, man? What else you got?
All right, I need I don't know if you know the insight. I'm hoping you don't know the insight to none of this, but I'm trying to figure out. Jey Uso doesn't have a storyline for this whole SummerSlam situation, which got me thinking that he's going back to go help Roman.
No comment.
Oh shit. God damn it, Dougie. God damn it. Let's get to the next one.
No comment.
Let me see. What's another good one we could talk about that I had stored up? Oh, here we go. Give me a top tag team.
Not a tag team wrestling fan.
You're not a tag team wrestling fan?
Nope.
You don't have a top tag team at all?
Not in WWE.
Well, what's their name
The Briscoes.
Okay. Heard. You want my top? If I'm gonna throw it out there, and this would probably change by the time this airs, and probably by next month it'll change again. In no specific order, these are in my mind, my favorite tag teams of all time. Briscoes, Usos, FTR, Dudleys, Dude,
Brett and Owen.
Brett and Owen. Okay. I ain't mad at that.
I don't. I could throw in the brother. I could throw in the Brothers of Destruction, but that would just be throwing something in.
Here's my thing. I have this argument with a couple people about wrestling, and I just need your insight on this. Is the Judgment Day Hall of Fame worthy?
Yes. No questions.
Thank you. Thank you.
No questions.
I keep having this argument. I said, yo, they can make the Hall of Fame. I said, they got a lot of belts.
If you are able to carry a storyline for over 2 years, you are Hall of Fame worthy. Hands down. Sorry. Anyone that disagrees, hit me in the comments. Think about this. You went from a shit concept with Edge leading you, with Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley being some puppets, to bringing in one of the greatest Irish wrestlers of all time and them turning on you. And since then, they have main evented both WrestleManias and every other major PLE since Edge leaving. Tell me how Judgment Day is not a Hall of Fame worthy faction. Who kicked off WrestleMania this year? Who kicked off WrestleMania this year?
Rhea.
Who had arguably, with someone that had 102-degree fever, one of the best matches of WrestleMania this year? Rhea Ripley.
One of them. It was supposed to be the Usos, but they sold us out. I think Jimmy being injured sold us out.
But anyways, my point being, yes, Judgment Day is a Hall of Fame faction. By the way,
okay.
I'm going to say this. I'm just going to say this to finish that one up. JD McDonough is very underrated. He is actually one of the nicest people I've ever met. Met him at Money in the Bank. JD McDonough is fucking awesome.
Okay. I did see you with the damn, I shouldn't have asked you that. I seen you with the fucking Judgment Day. I forgot about that. Damn. Next one. The Bloodline we know is going in the Hall of Fame. Does Sami Zayn get a ring with him?
Yes. Because when the Bloodline was floundering in the midst of that storyline, Sami Zayn came in and saved it.
But he also destroyed it.
Okay, and?
I'm just saying. He also destroyed
Is destroying the Bloodline part of the storyline?
I don't know, because you would know the further storyline than me.
No, I'm talking story. I'm not talking personal. I'm talking story. Is the Sami Zayn helping break the Bloodline, the original Bloodline, part of the original story? Yes or no? Yes.
I guess you could say yes. I wouldn't know. I'm just letting you know, I wouldn't know.
Who's part of the original Bloodline? Paul Heyman.
Original Bloodline is
Roman.
Jimmy and Jay, and Solo, because he came in a little later.
Yep.
And then you got the Tribal Chief. Well, Roman Reigns, let me say that.
And Paul Heyman. And Paul Heyman.
And Paul Heyman. Yeah. We know Paul Heyman gets a ring, but I was just wondering,
yes, Sammy gets a ring.
Sammy gets a ring. Okay. Is the Bloodline bigger than the Shield?
Yes.
Damn. You said that too fast, man. I don't know, man. You said that too fast.
You want to know why? You want to know why?
Yes, I do want to know why.
The Shield is never getting back together. The Bloodline storyline runs for the next 100 years.
I doubt it that long. But I
really?
Get your point.
Hold on. You doubt that long? Let's talk about this for a second. I'm
gonna be honest with you.
I'm gonna go in with right now. Think about this. Did you think after The Rock we were gonna have any form of Samoan dynasty? No. I'm gonna answer that for you. No.
Well, I can't say no to that because there were still some Samoans lingering. They kept lingering around.
Yes, but they weren't doing fuck all. Then you had Umaga, who is one of the only people to ever wear the Ulafalu on WWE television. Bet you forgot about that.
And then the Usos.
Then the Usos, who floundered for 5 to 7 years, putting on banger matches. And then they finally got the Bloodline storyline. But now think about it. Jay, 2 kids. Roman, 5 kids. Jacob, 7 kids. Solo, 2 kids. Jimmy, I believe 1 kid or 2 kids from another marriage. You also have Tama Tonga, who has 2 kids. Tonga Loa, who has 2 kids.
And Jacob, who has 7.
There is over 20 children. You don't think there's going to be at least 4 that come into WWE in the next 20 years?
I believe there could be 4 in the next 20 years. Here's my thing.
Okay.
They haven't incorporated none of the women. Well,
are any of the women currently good enough for it?
It all depends. I don't even know who all related, but I think
Trinity, Trinity.
Yeah, Trinity's good enough.
Naya's
good enough.
The Tonga twins. Don't know who the Tonga twins.
Naya's the strongest. I haven't seen the Tonga twins fight.
Twins. Tonga twins are out of. I think they did some work in Raw. They're fantastic. I love them. I know them. I know them myself. They're fantastic. They deserve to be in NXT. Rock's daughter. She's gonna be a corporate person. She's not gonna wrestle. But just remember, Roman's got 3 girls.
Right.
You know, Jacob's got, I think, 2 girls. So like there are women coming up, and them seeing how big.
That's why when you said the next 100 years, I'm like, but they gotta incorporate some of the women.
Yeah, but look at 100 years, right? In 20 years, that takes off 20 years. These kids are still kids. None of them are even teenagers yet. You got 20 years, they're 24, 25, like Zilla. Zilla is only fucking 24. Right? Zilla's only 24, right. Man. So that man comes in, and we don't know about his future situation. You know? So there's also Hikaleu. There's also Lance Anawahi. There's also Rikishi's 4th son. I can't remember his name.
Yeah, I've seen him.
So I'm telling you right now, the Bloodline story will never die. It might take a hiatus, but the Bloodline story will never die. And I go back to what I said about Umaga. There's only 4 people now that have ever worn the Ulafalu in professional wrestling. Their names are the High Chief Peter Maivia, Umaga, Roman Reigns, and Solo Sikoa. Now think about that timeline for a second. The High Chief Peter Maivia, 1977, 78, 79, something around there. Umaga, 2007, 2008. Where's the Ulafalu? Roman Reigns, where's the Ulafalu? 2001, 2002, 2021, 2022.
Right.
You know, we're almost 60 years into the Ulafalu being in pro wrestling.
Yes, and nobody wore it but those 4 guys.
So now, I could say to you right now, who's the real tribal chief? I could turn that question to you. Who's the real? Are you sure?
Right now it's Roman Reigns, but
Are you
before
sure?
it was I'm positive it's Roman Reigns.
Are you sure?
They could give it to Solo. It ain't Solo.
I'm not asking if it's Solo or Roman. Think about the.
You going back from the beginning? Then yeah, he's the real tribal chief. You going that far?
Who?
I thought you meant right now.
Who?
The high chief Peter Maivia.
Okay, High Chief Peter Maivia has passed away. He no longer has the ability to wear the Ulafalu. Umaga has passed away, and can no longer wear the Ulafalu.
So you are talking about right. So you are talking about right now.
So who's the real tribal chief?
It's Roman Reigns. Who's the real tribal chief?
You want some real Killmonger shit?
I want some real Killmonger shit. Let's hear. We're here, baby. Let's hear.
Zilla Fatu.
Okay.
Think about it. Do the legacy thing. If my father wore the Ulafalu, who's the next in line? I'm the firstborn.
Okay. I like how you put that.
Who's the tribal chief? Zilla Fatu, when he comes to WWE, has the right to fight to be tribal chief. Umaga was the last one to wear the Ulafalu. Did the Wild Samoans have the right to bless Roman with the Ulafalu? Considering that wasn't following chain of command.
But who blessed? Well, we won't know.
That's
something we won't know.
I'm just saying, bro. There's something there.
I was going to ask you who blessed. That is something there. That is a good storyline. I will have to agree to that. But I was just sitting there thinking about who blessed Zilla's dad with the Ulafalu.
Give me one sec.
See, because you were talking about were they able to bless him, or who blessed him? If it's about blessing,
because
at least they had a tribal combat for that Zilla for that Ulafalu.
Mando Alejandro Estrada gave Umaga the Ulafalu.
Never heard of him.
It was his manager. Remember the guy with the big fucking cigar came out looking like
okay. I know
you know. Anyways. So yeah, that's just sorry, I didn't mean to go off on a tangent. I know you got one or two more questions, but like
you're all right. Don't be sorry. You're all right. I finally got you here. I got some time. I got the honorary Oos in the building, Mr. Teshk. We having a good time. I'm just mad.